Incredible. Take a look.
I can make you feel like the badass that you are.
What's up? And it's over here. Hold on. Here he is. Sure.
We're on our way to a photo shoot in Atlanta with some family. Now, this is not just any photo shoot. We hired a special photographer, and actually she's incredible. Take a look.
Every woman possesses that tiny special gift that makes her unique to everyone else. And when you're in front of my camera, ladies, I bring that out of you because you already possess being the goddess, the special woman that you are. My name is Bonita Elias. I own a photography studio called Zelda 216 Media Photography. I call my photography series Goddess Empowerment. I specialize in making women feel like the goddesses that they are. Goddess Empowerment with Zelda 216 Media Photography. Let's do this. I can make you feel like the badass that you are.
But it's not just the photography and the photographer that makes this special. It's also the story of love, DNA, and time, intricately woven together as only God could do. These are my first pair of kicks, but a decade or so before I could even learn to walk, a miracle was in the making. A sister was born and adopted. But around the same time I learned to walk, 600 miles away, another miracle was being performed. God was making a soulmate just for me. These two events are so important because without them, this photo shoot might have never been possible. We began searching for my sister, but we only had her birth name to go on and the location. But without much more than that, we just weren't successful. On the other side of the search, she was looking for us, but with little information to go on, she also ran into roadblocks. The thought of doing any kind of DNA testing, well, it just wasn't high on the priority list. And there I was, standing in God's way again. But I was convinced by my wife to go ahead and take a DNA test. And that ended up being the turning point for this whole story. I learned a lot about myself and my family ancestry. But I overlooked a hint that indicated that there was likely another sibling. If you haven't figured it out by now, I'll tell you. The person behind the camera in the photo shoot is my sister, Bonita.
Hello everyone, I am Bonita of Zelda 216 Photography, and I am doing something for myself. I'm shooting my brothers and menfolk that mean a lot to me and that I love with my mama. Ain't that something? It's a legends and legacy of Zelda 216. Let's do this.
This is our makeup artist, also my niece. Yeah. Now I get to get in the shot with her.
Love the lady. Great choice on the dress, Sanford. My brother picked this dress out for her.
Here, you want to do it too? Do it. Oh, Lord have mercy. See, this is what life would have been like growing up.
Took the Ancestry DNA test, spit in a little cup thing, and honestly I forgot about it because, you know, it wasn't that big of a deal. And then the results came back, you know, and it said I'm African. I thought, okay, yeah, I figured that out. Didn't take a lot to kind of, you know, okay. And then I think it was probably, like some days later, it said we have a family match, and I thought, oh, okay, you know, it's probably just somebody else that took a test. And it said it was a sibling, and I knew most of my other siblings hadn't taken the test, hadn't taken the Ancestry DNA test. So I thought, oh, that's strange. And then I didn't pay much attention to it. Honestly, I didn't think much of it. I didn't really realize the significance at that time.
And then I ended up getting a wonderful message on Facebook from Wanda, which is Sanford. Sanford's my brother. That's his wife. And I consider her my sister. On August in 2018, sitting at home minding my own business, as I always do. And I get this message from a beautiful woman who said, I hope I'm not bothering you, but we think that we might be related and that you might be my husband's sister. And your mother, brothers, and sisters have been looking for you all of your life. And I'm one of those people that once I read something, especially if it's something I'm not really expecting or it's a surprise or whatever, I went ahead and had to read it again because I wanted to make sure that I was clear on what I was reading. And in doing so, I was able to think, okay, wonder if this is possible, or is this some type of crank call or crank, message. So I said, I responded, you're not bothering me, but would you mind telling me what your husband's mother's name is? Because I've had my original birth certificate for a long time, like forever. And I knew my mom's name. And she typed back, and my adoptive parents knew nothing about her. So not sure how I ended up with the name Bonita, Bonita, other than my mom said she wanted me to have a name where it would be close to my dad's. And my dad's name is Benjamin, so she wanted my name to begin with a B as well. So that is how we ended up connecting. Now, when I first did Ancestry.com, I want to back up. I really wasn't doing it because of trying to connect a family as much as trying to see if Native American was in my blood. So that was my connection to doing Ancestry.com. When I got the results back and it said that I hardly had any Native American in me, I shoved my report in a desk drawer somewhere. When I actually originally started looking for my family, this was way before Ancestry.com. It was because of Oprah Winfrey. She has said that adopted people should get their records so they could find out a medical history. Because if you're adopted and you go to the doctor and they say, is there a history in the family of this, that, and the other? You have to put a big NA, not applicable, because you're adopted and you don't know. So I had thought, because what Oprah Winfrey had said way back when, I needed to do that, especially since I have a son. And I wanted to make sure from a medical standpoint, I was being a responsible mother to make sure if there was something in our family that I needed to know about. So I hired a private investigator to search for my mom. Way back when, I want to say this is like somewhere in the 1990s. And I was not successful, finding her. At one point, I thought I found a woman who could have been her. She was living in Florida. But you know, the investigator had reached out to her, and she insisted no, it wasn't the same. So, and then I just thought, oh well, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. And that was way back in the 1990s. But in August 2018, I got me a brand new, wonderful bonus family. I got me a beautiful sister-in-law. I call Wanda, everybody calls her Coco. I call her my sister because she was brave enough to reach out to a stranger. You don't know when you're reaching out to someone what their mental state is when they're saying something that's very life-changing. You don't know what space they're in or anything. But I was blessed to be raised knowing from the time I could talk that I was adopted. I was also blessed to be raised to love my birth mother and her family. At the time, I remember when my mom explained to me that I was adopted, she said, "You grew in my heart, not under it." And it's a big sacrifice when a woman makes a decision to give up her child. So you should love her because that was not an easy thing to do. And that is the only message that resonated in my head. I was not one of those people that you hear about that feel like, oh, I got abandoned and oh, this and that and the other. You don't know what the hell is happening. I'm telling you, people, when you start thinking about that, count your lucky blessings that you're here, okay? And that you have a life. It's a beautiful thing. And I have a beautiful family. So now, don't tell them this part. Since I skipped all those years to get on their nerves and like chase them around when they were little and break their toys, I'm making up for lost time.
All right, so we just got finished visiting some family, but you know, we got to go visit some more. So we're gonna ride over and see what they got going on. And I ain't gonna say I'm not gonna eat twice. I mean, I'm kind of full right now, but we'll just have to see how that goes. Hell no! What's up? Woo! Yeah, you know we got to put you on camera smoking it like that, man. What's up? Woo! Oh, see this right here now. Hold on. Look at this. I'm not even gonna open it up. I might be tempted. Ooh. My brother-in-law Dre. Now if you remember in the other episode we had that ghost pepper hot sauce we sent. This is where it went, right here.
There you go. What's up, folks?
All right, tell me, how was the hot sauce, man? Tell me about
that. It was slamming.
Yeah.
And I got like 3 tablespoons left. I just saved for you, just for this special occasion.
He saved it for me.
Yes, sir.
We may have to try it. I don't know. I don't know if I can do it.
I think you can handle it. I think you can handle it. Yes, sir.
All right, what you got going on the grill?
Right here, we just got a little few beef ribs and chicken thighs, and right here, marinating some pulled pork. But most everything else got going good earlier today.
Okay.
And so this right here is just marinating and getting a little smoke in it, tenderize it, and there's a couple of pork there, and
yeah, let me see that. Let me see what happened here. Hold on now.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
All right.
There you go.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
That's
sir.
good there.
And we got a little.
Man, that's good.
We're gonna have a little Mexican corn.
Okay.
Some cheese, and then I'm gonna bring the other meat out here in a minute. Throw it on here, and you baby stop pinch it out.
Got more meat.
Oh yes, sir.
Man, we're doing it right.
Oh yes, sir.
This is what it's about right here. That's what I'm talking about. All right, we got some more folks joining us over here. Hold on. Here he is.
Junkhouse.com. Click and log on to junkhouse.com. You ever have a distress house you need to sell? Log on or call Chuck at junkhouse.com 470-394-0680. We buy house in any condition nationwide.
All right, there you go, right there. I mean, that's what we're talking about. You got a house?
That's right.
This man will buy it.
That's right.
All right, well, we're gonna end this one because we done just had too much fun. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This was a good one. Good to see family again. Good to reconnect. So we'll catch y'all on the next one. All right.
All we gotta do is hustle. All we gotta do is grind. Now they on their own. All they gotta do is shine. For more than 30 years. Now people climb. Oh, we on the road. It's just me and mine.